I'm the Talking Skull, and this year I'm exploring classic first-person shooters to draw a path from Wolfenstein 3D to Halo. A month ago, I laid out the issues that held Marathon back from being one of the all-time greats. Now, it's time to see what Bungie learned. Most of Marathon's levels are designed to be maze-like. If these puzzles were interesting enough to be the primary focus, this could be fine, but they're really not. For reasons I will never understand, there is not a checkpoint or save station at the start of most levels. Well, 2 out of 3 is still pretty good. Finally, after a 9-month drought, we got our hands on another great FPS. Or Mac users did. Marathon 2 Durandal improves dramatically on the level design from Bungie's first attempt. They believed that good map making could be an art form, and went to great lengths to showcase what that art form could look like. No more mazes, no more puzzles. Durandal focuses on large, comprehensible levels with unique designs, clear through lines, and sensible objectives. My personal favorite is this tower, where you move floor by floor, finding alien messages before taking the elevator up to the next layer. Durandal even has environmental set pieces, a style of level we haven't seen before in this genre. The water in this stage constantly rises, putting you under a time crunch to find the next objective before being submerged and running out of air.
You actually have a magazine change, which is pretty neat. It's 3 frames, which is honestly 2 more frames than it was before. You might want to check the console. I'm checking the console.
Go ahead, punch this safety mechanism. It's only holding back all this molten lava. The first panel maintains power to the lava pumps which prevent the basement from flooding.
I fucked up! I fucked up! Sean, I should have waited for you to finish! I'm so sorry! I had to go! I should have listened to you! I should have listened to what you were saying!
The player's objectives in these levels are also much clearer, with a more cohesive through line. The better level design allows for more sensibly placed switches and terminals, while the narrative provides a much more structured overarching goal for the player. Instead of just generally fighting the Thor at various points around the ship and following arbitrary instructions, Marathon 2 has you exploring the ancient remnants of an alien homeworld, learning about their downfall and seeking the secrets they may have discovered too late. All of your tasks in Marathon 2 feed into this process, as well as into each other, in an immediately obvious way that keeps the player engaged with the story being told. The game is capped off in a pretty underwhelming way, complete with the most blandly designed level in the whole game. And in general, the big, impactful story beats don't hit quite as hard as those in Marathon 1, but they're strung together much more skillfully. This is by far and away the best FPS narrative yet. The most immediately noticeable difference between Marathon and its sequel is the audio. For starters, you get to dual-wield super shotguns. And the weak handgun and fusion pistol sound effects have gotten a much-needed overhaul. But wait a minute, there's no music playing. At first I thought this might be a glitch, but no. Marathon 2 has no in-game music. I hated this change at first, until I really started to listen, and realized that Marathon 2 has the most intricate environmental sound design of any first-person shooter of its day, possibly of any 3D game at the time. Rushing water, humming machines, bubbling lava, the environments of Marathon 2 live and breathe in a way that no other game at the time did. Better audio panning meant that environmental sounds could actually come from the correct direction in your speakers, and walls properly, if primitively, diffuse sound. Marathon 2 is also obsessed with water. The water simulation on display here is leaps and bounds better than the competition. Durandal has swimming, flowing currents that carry the player, a variety of sound effects, and weapon interactions with the water.
Hey, do not use it underwater.
Oh? Why?
That's good attention to detail, but do not use it underwater. You cannot shoot it underwater either, but you can pull the trigger underwater, and it does have an effect.
Many levels incorporate water in unique ways, pushing Marathon 2's design in a very unique direction.
Oh no. Oh, this is actually really scary, Sean.
Hold on, I don't know where you are. I think I went a different way.
Sean, there's something in the water with me.
Oh! Hi. Oh,
Yeah.
there is something in the water with you.
And you can't shoot while you're underwater. It's actually kind of intense. Holy fuck! Help! Help!
We're outie. Let's go.
Oh my god, I love this. This is cool. I like that.
The luster of this game does eventually wear off, though. There's a turning point around level 13 where Marathon 2 starts looking for ways to ramp up the difficulty, and the answers they turn to are a handful of overly obtuse levels and a whole lot of unfair encounter design. Marathon 2 seems obsessed with this tech of spawning things in during the level. It's not so bad when ammo spawns in. It's still pretty bad because it encourages you to lick every corner of the floor for goodies, never knowing what might trigger ammo to spawn, but it's not so bad. What is so bad is this. Doom can get away with springing these kinds of enemy appears behind you traps on the player, because the extra enemies can only ever come from false walls. That means you always have room to maneuver. In Marathon 2, enemies spawn directly on your ass in the middle of narrow corridors, completely trapping you while they melt you with automatic weapons. It's infuriating. And because we still have the terrible checkpoint system from Marathon 1, these gotcha moments sting all the more. Sucks to suck, now go back a level cause there's no save point. I know there are a lot of people who consider Marathon 2 a hidden gem, a Doom-level masterpiece. And for the first 11 levels, I agreed. Beyond that point though, it becomes so frustrating. By the mid-game, I was cussing out my monitor about as much as with Doom 2. There is one other aspect in which Marathon 2 is completely unparalleled in 1995. Multiplayer. The first Marathon was already unique for offering tailored deathmatch maps. Marathon 2 blows that out of the water.
Sean, come here!
No.
Sean, come here!
No!
Come give me a hug! Oh!
You'll never find me.
Fuck! Sean, come here! I love this game.
Marathon 2 had not just a full suite of deathmatch maps, but also separate game modes like King of the Hill and Proto Oddball. The maps on offer are also better designed, with Marathon's plain, boxy arenas replaced with more intricate sandboxes. Marathon 2 also supported co-op out of the box, and redistributes weapon drops to ensure both players come fully armed. Co-op play smooths a lot of the frustrating encounter design, because death is less punishing and teammates can watch each other's backs. It is, however, much harder to appreciate the subtle sound design when you're chatting over the game. With all of these offerings, Marathon 2 was the undisputed king of multiplayer first-person shooters in 1995. Marathon 2 is a landmark game, a groundbreaking title that pushed the genre in impressive new directions. Like Dark Forces or Doom 2, its shortcomings occasionally hold its moment-to-moment action back from the dizzying heights of Doom, but the action is still good on the whole, and Marathon 2 brings so much else to the table. If this old stuff is interesting to you, check out the rest of my series on classic first-person shooters to see what I had to say about the first Marathon and more. And if there are any you think I should cover, leave a comment so I can see. Next week, we take on the Duke.